What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Off the Gridiron, your Apollo HOU Houston Texans podcast. I am here, as always, with Garrett Harrelson.
What's up?
What's up, dude? And my name is Noah Outlaw. We're your hosts, as always. And today is Wednesday, June 14th. It's a hot one outside, and we know that.
Summer's here, guys.
We know that firsthand.
Summer's here. It's Houston. We live in Houston, so it's about a zillion degrees outside. And we were standing out there today in it, just watching some ball.
Where were we, though?
We were at mandatory mini camp for the Houston Texans.
Sure were.
At NRG. Got in as a media. We were filming, getting good shots, seeing all the 7-on-7, 11-on-11 drills, all the special team shit. Overall, great time. You know, aside from the heat, everything was just vibes out there.
Yeah, it was good. It's incredibly hot, but you know, we're not going to complain because those boys out there working their ass off in the same heat. So,
I saw Will Anderson do 500 push-ups today in the heat.
Yeah, 500 push-ups just for the warm-up.
Yeah,
outside there, and then he ran a couple miles around the practice field, and that was just at 7 a.m.
Yeah, and he did it in about I think his 2-mile time was 5:40.
Yeah, 5:40
for a 2-mile time.
Unofficial. But
I was counting though.
Yeah, we didn't have the combine guys there though. Yeah, we were counting the seconds, but that is a joke. Please don't run with that.
Don't write that in your little articles.
Don't write that. Shit.
He did what?
Can you imagine if tomorrow Ian Rappaport, Will Anderson,
did 500 push-ups, ran 2 miles in 5:40? Like I'd feel pretty good about that.
I mean, I would be like, well, we totally lied to everyone, but
good.
Yeah, whatever.
Good.
But yeah, we were out there at Texas mini camp today, mandatory camp. Only person of note that wasn't out there, and I don't know why. I'll do a little research on this, but Dameon Pierce wasn't out there.
Yeah, we didn't spot Dameon Pierce. Don't know. We didn't heard anything about it. He might just have a rest day or something.
Yeah, he might have
got excused or something. Who knows?
Oh, he's sick right now.
Sick. Okay.
That's what he was out sick yesterday.
He's got the shits, man. He's got the BGs.
Yeah, he's got something going on. So Dameon wasn't there, but pretty much everyone else. I didn't notice anyone.
Yeah.
Mechie
wasn't there, but we now know that he has a hamstring strain, and he'll be ready by training camp. But he wasn't out there today. But for the most part, the dogs were out. Someone let the dogs out.
Yeah. Saw all the guys, obviously. You know, the man of the hour, really, well, there's two real men of the hour. It's Will Anderson and C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, they're going to be men of the hour for a bit.
Yeah.
Historic draft, and, like, of course, they're going to be the faces of that draft for years to come. So, all eyes on them.
Yeah.
And we'll start off with, like, different players of note. Like, we'll just note some players, like, let's start off on the defensive side. Will Anderson looks real good.
Yeah,
he had a went on 7-on-7 or 11-11, whichever one. He had a strip sack on CJ. 11-11. He had a strip sack on CJ. Consistently getting pressure. He's just obviously don't have pads on, but he's quick.
Yeah,
he's quick off the line. So that's a guy that was like, I was looking at him and thinking, wow, someone let the dog out. Let the dog out.
Yeah, well, let's get into CJ right now. I don't want to pussyfoot around it. I mean, CJ had an all right day, very solid day. Started off a little slow. He had some balls that were overthrown, underthrown in drills, which is like whatever. That's what they're for.
Hey, that ball's bigger.
Yeah,
that ball is bigger than college. He's getting used to it.
Yeah, he's got to get used to the NFL sized ball. We'll see. I don't know if that's what's affecting him fully, but obviously that plays a role. But he looked good. They were doing 11-on-11 at the end of practice. Threw a pick six his first time around to Eric Murray. Whatever. It's going to happen every now and then.
It's a mistake. I don't know. It's a rookie mistake. He's a rookie. It happens.
Yeah.
He also, before that, he was making those intermediate, just little drills to tight ends, wide receivers. He was making, I did see, I might have not seen it. I might have been over there watching special teams because I was over there watching fucking John Weeks and Kaimi going off.
Yeah, they were doing
But he did make a few deep passes I saw on Twitter.
The deep balls are looking pretty.
Yeah, they look pretty. A few of them were shaky, but
of course,
whatever. But he's got a pretty ball, man. He's got some pretty balls. Paws.
Big
paws.
right after the that 11 on 11 where he threw the pick six to Eric Murray, Davis Mills and Case Keenum got chances with the second and third teams there. And when he came back around, looked great on that drive.
Yeah, he had they did a 2-minute drill, and I think he had a completion to Noah Brown.
He completed passes to Nico Collins, Noah Brown, Devin Singletary, and ended the drive throwing a touchdown pass to Dalton Schultz.
Which, I mean, we was on the opposite end from where we were, but you could see it. He elevated the ball above a defensive player, and Dalton Schultz got up and got it in the end zone. It was a big boy play. It was a big boy throw, and not only was it a big boy throw, to bounce back from that pick six when you were previously doing it, to come back down the field and throw a strike to Dalton Schultz, it shows that he can overcome mistakes and he has maturity. He's mature, I'd say.
Yeah.
He showed that in this practice.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's also, still mini camp, not even regular training camp, no pads or anything. But he's looking good. I mean, it's really what it is. He's looking good, taking reps with the first team. It's gone back and forth in between Davis and CJ so far at this camp or this mini camp. But it looks like he's by the time training camp comes around, they'll probably still be splitting first team reps. But I assume a couple weeks into camp, they're going to make that decision and let CJ.
Yeah, and D'Amico said this is going to be a Coach D'Amico said this was going. Sorry, Coach. Said this was going to be they're going to share firsts until they get to training camp, and then that's when like a starter, which it'll probably be CJ, will fully take on that QB1 role.
Yeah.
But I will say CJ made the most of it. Well, probably didn't make the most of it, but he did really well with ones today. But also, so did Davis. Davis was making throws, and you got to say like that he's a veteran at this point. It's his third season, his third OTAs. Like he's there making he's been there, done that without pads in the Houston Heat. You know?
That's one thing I noted today as well. Is Davis looks good.
He was making snappy decisions. He was quick.
Yeah.
He's good movement in the pocket. Honestly, he was moving around a little bit, making off kilter throws. Davis is. I love it, man. I love it because although we've kind of not. I wouldn't say we gave up on Davis. I won't say that because hey, if he comes out this year and he's just an Aaron Rodgers, the next coming Aaron Rodgers or something stupid like that. Like, sure. All right. We wasted a second pick, but it's fine. We have a Hall of Famer. I'll say that.
That means we would just have two dogs. Yeah.
But he's not taking that lightly. He's going to hell every day. He's going to war every day. I'll say war, like football war. He's doing that every day, and he's not going to make CJ's job easy getting that QB1 position.
Not at all.
I love it. That's competition.
There really is a competition brewing there. I mean, it really is, and I assume CJ will be the starter week one. I think he will be.
He will be.
There's a chance though that they make CJ sit a little bit and behind Davis because Davis was right there with. I think Davis and CJ pretty much any time I've been out at camp or OTAs, they're pretty neck and neck on what I see from them.
I think this is what they'll do if they both have good camps. They'll just trade Davis somewhere for pretty good value, and then just roll with CJ because I think CJ is NFL ready, week one in this offense, and why make him sit when he's ready to play? Just trade your other guy and use your have your number two pick.
But also my thing about it is you could look at it from an aspect of whenever with young quarterbacks coming into the league recently, the guys who are able to sit for a little bit or having more success, at least every now and then. It's obviously some guys are still getting thrown in and playing well, and I think CJ would play well. But if Davis is playing fine, I see a world where he trots out there week one, and that job is his to lose in the first 4 weeks.
It's possible. It depends on it all depends on training camp, which that's next month, so we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah.
But it all depends on that, and it's something to monitor. I'd say it's something to monitor. But although I'm not going to sit here and go, I think Davis is QB1 day one. No, I think it'll be CJ. But Davis is making it hard for CJ. I would say that.
Yeah.
I'll just say that. He's making it harder than we all think.
Yeah. I agree. I still think CJ will probably be opening day starter, but I could see a world where Davis is starting week one, which would be interesting, I guess, is what I'll say. But, all right, let's move on. Also, I want to touch on this. Nico Collins, is looking like wide receiver one.
I mean, I don't know if he's wide receiver one, but I will say he's.
I think I'm not saying talent wise, but I think on the depth chart, he is wide receiver one right now.
It's clear that CJ, after today, it's clear that CJ and Nico, Nico is CJ's favorite target right now.
Yeah.
Head and shoulders above everyone else as his favorite target. And he's a big target too. Nico is a specimen.
Yeah.
We've all known this. He's a specimen. He can he can bust it. He can run routes. He can get up there and get the ball. So, giving him a good quarterback like CJ, they probably knew each other going back to college or something. I don't know. I don't know their history.
Maybe, but I mean, or he's just obviously you just said Nico is
looks like they're
big
two,
guy. I mean,
he looks like
target.
Look like they're two peas in a pod right now.
Yeah,
they're connected by the hip.
Somebody who was it was kind of shocking to me to see what their role was today was Tank Dell. Not a lot of first team reps at all. CJ and Tank weren't really doing too much together today. It was a lot of because, like I said, Tank was taking a lot of second team reps, especially in the 11 on 11 drills.
He was with the ones at times, but not a lot. In fact, they kind of rolled with Nico, and they kind of put out other guys, like why they put out some running backs play. Devin Singletary was getting a lot of work today.
He was. With Pierce being out.
Noah Brown is also a guy.
Noah Brown, I think, if Nico's wide receiver one, I think right now Noah Brown.
Also Robert Woods. I don't know why.
He was out there, but I didn't see him much.
He was, when they were running drills, not 7-on-7s or 11-on-11s. They were just throwing deep passes.
Yeah.
Robert Woods was out there.
He
just
was
the only receiver out there with all the other quarterbacks running routes, and they're practicing deep routes and intermediate routes. I think he is the clear number one right now. Maybe Nico will overtake that because
I don't think he is the clear number one. I think we thought that. I think Nico right now, and like I said, I'm not saying talent wise, but I'm saying whenever you see that depth chart, wide receiver one is Nico Collins right now.
I bet you a submarine sandwich. It's going to say Robert Woods.
You really? I think it's going to say Nico.
I think it's
going to say Nico and then Robert Woods and then Noah Brown.
Think that when that depth chart comes out, that first one, bet you a submarine sandwich with everything on it, the Mike's way.
All right.
That
I'll take that bet.
Yeah, it'll say Robert Woods.
I think Nico's one, but either way, I like both of them. But Nico looked good. I mean, there was one play in particular. It was a deep ball from Stroud to Nico, probably 40 plus yards, which got broken up there at the end. It was a little overthrown, or I think Nico might have slowed up.
It was kind of a moon ball. It was real high.
Yeah, but I think Nico slowed up. I think that was the issue. I think Nico slowed up early. Now that I'm thinking about it, because the way Stingley played it, Stingley was covering it. It was an amazing play from Stingley, who looked phenomenal. We'll get to that in a second. Him and Petrie both are looking great, but I think I think the coverage kind of affected Nico in a way, and I'm not saying that it was his fault or Stroud's fault, but it was just a little overthrown. But really, that was more just a highlight of Stingley in that situation.
It was kind of a duck. Nico didn't play it right. You're right. He didn't play it that well.
Yeah.
But Stingley played it better.
Yeah.
And he knocked it down. It was actually it was a fun, boys will be boys collision.
Yeah.
That they had.
Yeah.
They got up, patted each other. It was a good play by Stingley.
Yeah.
But the deep balls today weren't like what CJ was about. CJ today was hitting them over the middle with some slants, little out routes.
Yeah.
So there were also Dalton Schultz, it looks fucking massive out there.
Yeah, Dalton Schultz he just looks built in a tight end lab.
Oh yeah, he's a beast out there.
Yeah.
And he's running around. He's fluid, great hands. He's going to, I think we talked about it before, but he's going to do big things for the Texans.
I think so too. I think we talked about it last week's episode, but I think he has a very, very good shot of being, other than maybe like Owen Daniels, the best Texans tight end in history.
He could definitely have the best season for a tight end
easily.
in Texans history.
Yeah.
I can see that because he's real fluid out there. He's an amazing route runner, and he was throwing on. They'll put him in blocking situations a lot.
Well, of course,
they're not scared of it.
Yeah, of course. And also he has glue hands.
Yeah.
Everything. Anytime the ball touches his hands, it's a catch. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
He looks fun. Dalton Schultz is a player that I'm just can't wait to see. I've been a big fan of Schultz since he's been in the league, honestly, and so I'm excited that he's finally you know, suiting up for the Texans and looking good out there. But other than that, I mean, the mini camp was fun. You know, the boys are looking good. You know,
Boy,
Miko's out there.
Hey, the guys are out there having fun. You
Yeah.
know, some guys dancing. I saw, you know,
It's June, you know.
I got a clip of Laramie kind of, you know, dancing a little
Tunsil's
bit.
out there looking good.
Titus is out there. Shaq Mason's out there. You know, like basically everyone's out there
No,
except for the guys that we named before that were injured or sick. But
Yeah,
basically everyone's out there,
Yeah.
which that's great when you get everyone in mandatory
Yeah.
mini camps kind of getting on the same
Well,
page of what we're doing.
It's kind of a weird thing because you look at around the league right now, like Stephon Diggs is doing his thing, which seems like it's been, you know, fixed. But you know, it's always a thing. You know, the mandatory mini camps players, the big better players, the veterans are like, I'm not going, and it's always a thing. It's like who's not showing up. But other than like Laramie on our team,
I mean, who's a real vet?
No one's in a position. Well, not
Jerry Hughes.
no, but I mean, there's obviously vets. We have tons of vets. But the thing is, guys who are good enough or have are respected enough around the league to really be able to get away with doing that. Not many people on our team. Not that we don't have good players, but we don't have a Stephon Diggs who, like, when he doesn't show up, everyone's like, "Oh shit! Wait, why?" Like, it's not. You know what I mean? Laramie would be pretty much the only.
Laramie
player
is maybe the only one, and like, why would you?
Yeah, well,
right?
he loves.
Why?
being
Hey, Mr. Left Tackle, why would you be skipping mandatory mini camp with your new rookie quarterback?
Well,
you can't do
or
that.
also with the contract we just gave you. So
True, but yeah, it would just be like he's out there, he's having fun, everyone's out there,
Yeah.
and like I'm glad that we're in that younger player, you know, not star-studded position where everyone can get out there on the same page,
Yep.
start cooking in the lab a little, and hey, you know, like fucking, you know, if when you become a god, then maybe you can skip OTAs in 2 years. You know, I don't know.
yeah,
Go do it.
yeah.
But not today.
No. All right, guys. Well, that was it for our mini camp review. The boys are off for the summer now. That was the last day of work. So, guys, just go enjoy. Go enjoy yourself. Go enjoy your family.
Don't stop looking up OTA shit. You're not gonna see it. Not gonna see it until we hit training camp, which
Yeah.
it'll be a whole new ballpark.
Yeah, no, that's going to be huge.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that. But all right, let's get into one of the bigger topics for this week. J.J. Watt, Texans legend, Hall of Famer, one of the best players to ever play the game of football, is being inducted into the Texans Ring of Honor on October 1st against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yes.
TJ and Derek Watt are coming into town. It's gonna be a perfect day for that.
Yes.
And-
I'm sure the Watt family, the entire
Yeah,
Watt family will be
course.
there on the field.
Of course.
Taking pictures, you know, holding up his Ring of Honor blazer, I guess, coat, winter coat. I don't know.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, it was red in the picture.
Yeah.
Like, excuse me, it makes me think that maybe that day's Battle Red Day, which that'd be fucking
That
sick
would be really
if
cool.
it's Battle Red Day of the Ring of
I think
Honor
that's
Day.
just what the jacket looks like, though. But I'm hoping.
Andre Johnson was on Battle Red Day as well.
Oh well, then that's probably what it is.
Oh no, he wasn't.
Oh,
I made that
okay.
up.
You made that up. You lied just now. But J.J.
I'm a
Watt
liar.
being inducted into the Ring of Honor, obviously a big day. I mean, it's an obvious choice. He joins Andre Johnson and Robert McNair, Bob McNair, as the only. I think those are the only two guys in the Ring of Honor currently.
Yes.
So he's the third one. So hey, congrats, J.J. Big deal.
Love you,
deal.
JJ. You had a great career, and I'm glad you should sign a 1-day contract. I know you won't, but you should sign a
Yeah, I
1-day
don't know
contract.
how that works, and I don't know. Is that a thing in the NFL?
They asked him about it.
Because it's not like the MLB. They
They
did
asked him about would you sign a 1-day contract with the Texans, and he said, it's just a piece of paper.
That is true. It's true.
True, I mean-
because it's not like the MLB where like the Hall of Fame you go in with your team's hat, right? Like you know what I mean? Like on your like thing. It's not like that. It's just kind of all the Hall of Fame busts are just. It's just. It's just them. You know.
I will say retiring as a player, like retiring with a team, like that's overrated. Like,
Yeah.
you know what? Oh, let me sign this 1-day contract so I could retire as a fucking Patriot or something.
Yeah.
Like what? No,
Yeah.
you were a Patriot.
Yeah.
Like I look at Tom Brady
Yeah.
with a fantastic career, obviously the best career
Ever, yeah.
and you know Patriots fans would be like, sign a 1-day contract with the Patriots and retire as a Patriot, and it's like, why?
Look, if it was if in the Hall of Fame it was kind of like a thing where it was like, hey, on your plaque it says whatever team that you last played for, and it would have said like J.J. Watt, Arizona Cardinals, I would riot.
Well, yeah, on the bust if it says J.J. Watt, Arizona Cardinal. I'd be like, no, he wasn't.
But they don't say
Barely.
They don't say a team at all, and no one's gonna remember J.J. Watt as the Cardinal. J.J. Watt.
I mean,
you know what
yeah,
I mean?
like Cardinals fans will.
Yeah, but like everyone's gonna be like J.J. Watt played for the Texans.
Yeah.
Same thing with Tom. It's like he got a ring, even got a ring with the Bucks. But come on, he's a Patriot forever. So that's obviously a big deal. Love that for JJ and the Texans, and it's good seeing JJ back in Texans gear.
Yeah,
you know?
we're in Texans gear, talking to Texans media. Like he never left, baby. Like I was watching the press conference a little bit. Some guys were on there, some gals were on there talking to him. Like they had like they're old buddies basically. They used to know each other. They used to talk to each other all the time. Like it was kind of like a little like Zoom reunion.
Yeah, it was nice.
It was fun to watch.
So now I want to throw out a few names. Who should be the next Houston Texan legend to be inducted into the Ring of Honor? Garrett.
I'm gonna say this, but like no one's gonna agree with me. But I think like Arian Foster should be in that
I
conversation.
agree with you 100%.
He should be in the conversation. Although he just, you look at like how many years he played with us. It wasn't a lot of time. He just like did a lot in those years, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean Arian is a player for us that was a huge difference maker for the years he was here. I mean, how long was he here? He was here for like
he's about
5-6 years.
Well, he came here 2009, undrafted,
and he didn't
played
leave
the
till-
end of 2009. Like he came off the practice squad, played a game or two, then
Okay,
all
so
of 2010, some of 11, all of 12, some of 13, all of 14, except for like a few games, missed most of 15, and then
That's a long time to be.
no,
honest.
I mean sure.
That's,
I'm just saying, JJ played a lot longer, so did Andre. So that's why it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I would love to put him out in that conversation. Obviously, he's my favorite football player of all time. But I know a lot of people would be like,
look, I'm looking
in
at his-
comparison to JJ and, Andre, it's like he's not up there with the amount of years.
Look, that doesn't matter. And also, even that it's 2009 to 2015.
Are you disagreeing with
and
me?
he played. I'm disagreeing with you that you're saying that he didn't play for us long enough, or you feel like people are going to say that.
So you would put on Arian?
Yeah.
Oh,
of
okay.
course. I'm saying I'm looking at the amount of years, like 2009 to 2015. Look, dude, like I know he played for the Dolphins. Games played for 22 carries and 55 yards. He was a career Texan the whole time. Also, 6,527 total yards in his career. All those with the Texans, basically, except for 55 of them. 54 touchdowns with the Texans.
I'd put him in that conversation. I know people disagree, but I will
I don't
firmly
think
put him.
people would disagree with you.
I mean, I don't know.
do
Maybe
you
not
think would
anymore.
disagree?
I remember just back in the day. Back in the heyday of Texans, there were Arian haters. There were Arian haters of, he can't stay healthy.
No,
I'm like,
that's
he
crazy.
touched the ball 35 times last game, man, and we won.
No, yeah.
Shut up.
I love the Arian pick. I think he's the most obvious pick for that. I think Arian, what he did for us was huge while he was here. I think there's a world where Arian definitely gets in. I think there's a world that when John Weeks retires, he definitely gets in.
Maybe. I was,
Dude,
we were talking about this earlier. Like,
Dude,
Sure.
John Weeks has played for us for so long.
yeah, sure, but like, he's respectfully,
Well, yeah.
he's a long snapper.
But okay, you got to remember, this is not the Pro Football
Are there
Hall of Fame.
Are there Hall of Fame long snappers out there?
He's not. We're not talking Hall of Fame.
I know. I'm just
Like,
talking
that-
about there's an elite class of a lot of things, and I'd say there's an elite class of Texans.
But here's the deal.
Are we putting
we're
John
not-
Weeks in there before
But here's-
Jonathan Joseph?
Here's the thing.
way.
I think you're kind of like looking at it wrong. Is it's this the Texans Ring of Honor isn't like who. Oh, they were just so good for so long. Which here's the deal, even if we are looking at John Weeks, of course, you don't look at long snappers for their stats, but he's been a damn good long snapper since he's been here.
True, but
He's
I
been here
just,
since 2010.
I mean, would you put him in before Jonathan Joseph?
Well,
wouldn't.
no, but maybe not. But I'm
Would
saying
you put him in before when D Hop retires? I wouldn't.
D Hop's a guy. I don't know if he's getting into the Ring of Honor.
It's just it wouldn't be his fault though. He got traded.
Yeah,
And he
not gonna
did a
say
lot
it's
of
his
great
fault.
things here.
He did.
But I mean, just one of those ones. It was like, man, he honestly he might be a Hall of Famer in the future. He's only 30, 31 now.
Yeah,
He might be a Hall of Famer. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. I mean, it obviously depends on how the rest of his career plays out. If he continues to, if he goes to a different team right now and plays another 5 years and puts up crazy numbers there, it's gonna be like, well, he was a Texan at first, but also he was a Patriot and a Cardinal too. So maybe I think John Weeks deserves to be in just for service time. I mean, I'm looking at it right now. Do you realize this is crazy to me? Honestly, this is insane. He has not missed a Texans game since 2010.
Of course he hasn't.
What do you mean? It's 2010.
I mean,
dude, he hasn't missed a game for not even injury, but like I'm saying, like not in
this
injury
is not me
or
disrespecting him. I love John.
I know,
love John.
well, but
I'm just saying like a long snapper hasn't missed an NFL game.
but
in his
not even
entire
because
career.
he was like, "Ooh, I'm sick," or "Ooh, I'm having a baby." Nothing has kept
guess
him off the field.
okay, sure,
Look,
that's
2010, 16 games. 2010 through 2020, 16 games played a year.
Yeah, I mean that's impressive. It would
17 games when they added years in 2020, added a game in 2021, 2022. Yeah, dude, come on. This guy is by far the longest tenured
also
Texan.
it would just be pretty fucking sad one day if we're like fucking our next inductee of all these players that we all had is a long snapper. That's how fucking.
Why is that sad? I think you're disrespecting
just a
John
joke.
Weeks
It's just
so
a-
much.
It's just a joke.
You're disrespecting him so
I'm
much.
not disrespecting
He
him. Don't even say I'm
deserves it.
disrespecting him. Don't even say I'm
He
disrespecting him.
Deserves
not-
the fuck out of
Dude,
it.
why are you get so mad?
I'm not. You're telling me he's not going to get into the Ring of Honor.
I'm not. He may not. But I'm just saying as a joke, it'd be like we're sitting there and like John Weeks gets put in like the Ring of Honor with a Hall of Fame quarterback, or sorry, Hall of Fame receiver and a Hall of Fame defensive end, and it's like John Weeks. You know, it
Yeah.
would just be like, man, I wish we had fucking other fucking Hall of Fame, like really fucking
But we
elite
would.
players.
But we would. But the thing about John Weeks is he deserves it more than maybe not more than Jonathan Joseph was a good one. I think the next three. Because also John Weeks, I don't know how much longer he's going to play. I think this might be his last season, honestly. But it's probably going to go. Next up is going to be Cushing or Arian, and then it's going to be Cushing, Arian, and then Jonathan Joseph probably, and then
Brian
John
Cushing
Weeks.
would be a great one.
Brian Cushing might be next, honestly.
I can see that. I can
But
definitely
one
see
of
that.
these days, John Weeks deserves to be in the Ring of
It's
Honor.
just
That's all I'm saying.
with here's a deal with Andre and JJ. They wasted no time to put them in the Ring of Honor. They right after they both retired, they were like that season. They were like,
Yeah.
oh, Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
I feel like they would have done it by now with most of those guys, like Jonathan Joseph, Brian Cushing, especially Brian Cushing,
The
and
Ring
Arian
of
Foster.
Honor-
If they were gonna do Arian, I feel like they would have already done it by
The
now.
Ring of Honor is new. That's the thing. The Ring of Honor
It came
was
out. It was 2017, man.
20. No, I don't think so.
20, Andre got inducted in 2017.
I think that's wrong.
Look it up.
2017?
Yeah, man.
Oh.
Can't fact check my brain. My brain's right.
Well, 2017. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's valid. I don't know why, but also then why are they taking so long for Cushing in them?
Exactly. I feel like they're
But
not
what-
going to do it.
What do you? That's
That's
Fucking-
the point I'm trying to make. They're not going to do that.
that's fucking ridiculous.
Well, I feel like they're only going to do like, wow, this like literally this was like cream of the crop.
I know,
at
but,
his
like-
position for years.
All right, I guess that just seems disrespectful to other Texans legends, but I guess maybe it's really that
I mean,
much of a
here's
club
the deal.
that they're trying to
JJ
make.
Watt, is he a Hall of Famer?
I mean, yeah, duh.
Brian Cushing, is he a Hall of Famer?
No.
Exactly. It's just they look at him in like that grand scope of things of like that. Like he was
That's
pretty
weird,
much a Hall
though.
of Famer with us.
Guys, sorry, I'm talking to the Texans. Guys, that's ridiculous. Brian Cushing deserves to be in the Ring of Honor. Arian Foster deserves to be there. Jonathan Joseph's iffy. John Weeks is iffy, but I think if you put JJ in, you should put John Weeks in. But at least, like, guys, y'all are not the Hall of Fame. You're not fucking Canton. Respectfully, like you're not. This is guys. This is local guys who played for the Texans. Cushing has been a guy who's played really good ball for us for a long time, and then was then a coach for us. Like if Cushing doesn't get into the Ring of Honor, that's bullshit.
Sure. I mean, also,
No, I'm not disagreeing with you
It's also
anymore.
you got to think of it like this. They can't go too hard with just inducting players left and right.
Well, I know, but
Because
that's
then
why.
they also retire their jerseys, and if a 23 came like I'm also like I'm thinking about it logically like
Mm-hmm.
you're just not gonna have a 56 or 24 23, a 46 anymore. It's just like, if we're respectfully, not not bad players at all. I love them all. They're all great. But like in the like no one's sitting here going, dude, fucking Jonathan Joseph was just like not non-Texans fans are not sitting around going, Jonathan Joseph fucking dude.
I get your logic there. Which JJ was so good for us though.
Well, hey, if they inducted him, I'm hey,
all right, and I get your logic there. And 23 is kind of a more common number. But I'm back to my John Weeks argument. I don't think anyone's really clamoring for fucking 46. So I think you
also,
can.
I don't really. I don't. I'm not gonna lie. You might be the only person on the planet who has said John Weeks should be in the Texans.
I'm gonna run a poll on Apollo Texans right now.
Do it.
I'm just gonna say, should John Weeks?
I think when people read it, they go, "Oh yeah," because it's John Weeks. People are just gonna do that. But I don't think anyone has ever.
I'm not even
that
trying
thought.
to win this.
Huh?
I don't want to talk too much because I'm on the mic.
Yeah.
Yes. You're one of the best at your position. I mean, the position is the position. It's not his.
And he's been playing exactly, and he's been playing since 10. He has never 2010 never missed a game.
You got obviously you don't hold him up to like a fucking running back. You're not like,
Yeah.
oh, he's as valuable, but
No.
the position's there. Somebody has to play it.
Exactly.
He's the best
I agree.
Hey, if he gets inducted, I love it. Sure.
I'm
just saying,
interested.
like-
I'm not even arguing with you anymore, but I'm just interested. I'm running a poll right now, and I'm gonna see. I said, should John Weeks be in the Texans Ring of Honor after he retires? I'm interested to see what everyone has to say because I think he deserves it. I think he's a guy. I think it really says a lot to be the longest tenured Texan in history. I think that's huge.
Definitely, I'd say for sure, definitely.
So
It just also, him missing a game. I know I was like saying like, he's a long snapper. Of course, he hasn't missed a game.
But dude, even long snappers get hit sometimes.
No,
like,
I know, but
so-
he just that's the only thing he goes on the field for is the long snap. He doesn't do special teams, doesn't run around and stuff. He's not exerting a ton of energy and like
who cares about
strength.
that?
I'm just saying that goes to the argument of like whatever. Like, that's
I don't
besides
think
the point.
that's about it.
That's besides the point. Like,
Yeah.
he hasn't missed a game. Hey, put him in.
I agree. I think he should be up there. I think also back to because you do have a very valid argument about the numbers not being able to be used.
Well,
I'm sorry, you're not gonna be able to use 46 anymore. for
well,
anyone.
sure, but just saying like all those guys. It's like
Yeah, you're right. I mean, retiring 24.
at this point, we're just picking our favorite players growing up. Like, Owen Daniels, just put him in,
Well,
you
no,
know?
because OD does not.
It was a joke.
I know, but Arian deserves it. I think, and I'll do like I'm
Arian
fine.
definitely deserves, in my opinion.
23. That's a fine number to get rid of, and I think the two main ones should be Arian and Cush. I think Arian Foster and Brian Cushing.
I think
should get it.
I think Arian over Cushing as of right now.
I agree, but I think both of them deserve it, especially with Brian being a coach on the staff a couple years after he retired. So, all right, let's just talk about this real quick. This is extension news. Malik Collins extended for 2 years, $23 million deal. 3.5 sacks, 37 combined tackles in 2022.
Good shit.
Six sacks since
Get that
2021.
money. Get that
yeah,
money.
guys, Malik Collins might not be a name where you hear he like stands out a lot or whatever, but he's a damn good player on this defense, and really plugs up the middle pretty well. And so excited for him. Excited to have him on board. He's only 28, young guy. We'll have him around a while. So.
Yeah, and I think it was a 2-year extension, and
Yeah.
it's not paying him like we're not paying him a buttload or anything like
No.
that. Like it's good. It's a win-win contract, I'd say. It's good for him, good for us, good all around. Let's get in the lab. Let's make some. Let's make some cookies. Let's make some cookies in the kitchen.
Yeah.
It's good that's. I think that's one of the small signings that Nick has made, where it's like really panning out. Although there's a lot of them that are panning out, but that's the one that's like, okay, he's done well. He's super solid. Got his money. Now he's going to be here for a bit. Like, hopefully that goes a lot for a lot of the guys.
Yeah.
Like
So far, I want to
maybe Dalton Schultz is next. No?
Dalton. Well, we'll give Dalton Schultz a year to prove it, but I do want to sign Dalton to a long-term deal badly.
Yeah.
But also, before we wrap up the episode, so far with 20 votes on the Apollo Texans John Weeks poll, it's 75% yes and 25% no.
It's already 20 votes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a funny idea to induct a long snapper in your Ring of Honor. So I'm about it. Of course, I'm about it. I've always loved John
It's
Weeks.
just not. It's just like my thing. You're right. I get what you're saying about the long snapper thing, but it's just like
It's just also
it's beyond position at this point.
It's also like I bet you John Weeks would love it, I'm sure. But even one day when he retires, he's sitting on his patio, his porch, drinking a beer.
I think it would mean the world to him.
It would. It would. But he would also, when he gets that call, like, hey, it's Cal, John. We're going to induct you to the Texans Ring of Honor. He would be like, really? He'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, really?
Yeah.
All right, what about, like, really? Me? Dude. He's
I
like,
think
yeah.
he'll be like, damn straight you are. Like,
Sure, but the thing is, he'd be like over like the other guys, really, like over
Yeah.
Arian and
no, I'm not saying they do it in the next 5 years even. Like, somebody actually did just respond to the tweet and said, it might be a knock towards the franchise. They should wait till he's in his 60s. And I'm like, that's fine. But one day.
that's what I was talking about. It's like it's kind of sad to be like, fuck yeah, long snapper in the in our fucking Texans Ring of Honor because like we would get clowned for it. Not saying it's a bad thing because we get clowned all the time. I don't care. I'm numb to it. You can't hurt me. Can't hurt me anymore. But it would just be like ammunition for them. Like the Texans are.
I would be so happy if we did that
Long
because
snapper.
John's
If
such
people
a,
were getting hyped at the fucking, I think it'd be great. I
Yeah.
think it'd be great for football, but people are gonna use it as ammunition.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that'll do it for Off the Gridiron today, Wednesday, June 14th. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Do you think John Weeks should be in the Ring of Honor? Also, who should be the next player inducted into the Ring of Honor? Let us know down in the comments. Interested to hear what you'll have to say about that. I'm going to tweet that as well. But, Garrett, anything else?
No, I'm just excited. Let's get to training camp, man.
Yeah.
Let's get to training camp.
The players have, the next about month and a week or so off, and then it's grind time. Oh, OTAs, mini camps, rookie workouts. They're out there. They're in shorts. They're in t-shirts. Or
You're like
short
it's like
sleeves.
going to the park with your buddies.
Yeah.
basically.
This is about to be when training camp starts. That's when the real grind comes out.
Pads on?
Practice starting at 6:30 in the morning. Shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
They're out there. They practice twice a day.
Vince Wilfork's shoe bubbling.
Yeah,
from all
exactly.
sweat.
Yep.
Oh fuck yeah! Let's
All
do
right.
it.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you later.
Watch football. Ball heals all.